Hey, everybody, welcome in to another episode of Sports Talk for You. I am your host, Aaron Bell. I have my co host, Adam Parker, here with me. If you are a WIndsurge fan, Wichita WIndsurge fan, that is, you will be very excited as tonight we have a special guest. It is the Vice President, General Manager of the Wichita WIndsurge, Jared Forma, here to talk to us about opening year. Last year was supposed to be opening year, and then we all know what happened to that. So this year opens on May 4th. They open at, I actually forgot where they open at already, but I know they do open at home on May 11th against Amarillo. They open at Springfield on May 4th. So again, we still got another 2-3 weeks till opening. But Jared, welcome in.
Well, first off, thank you so much. So excited to join you guys this evening and talk WIndsurge or anything else. You guys are doing what my real dream in life is, talking sports.
Yeah, we've been doing this for about a year, so we're just trying to keep it going and interview people. And we're local here, so we're from Wichita. We work in Wichita, so everybody's excited about this WIndsurge team. Last year, everybody was excited, and then COVID just busted everybody's year, so that wasn't able to happen. And of course, you guys have already had a game at Riverfront Stadium with Wichita State a couple weeks ago. That was a success. 7,900 fans. It was loud. It was crazy, and it was pretty much a pregame of what WIndsurge baseball is going to look like come May.
Yeah, we certainly hope so. It was a tremendous afternoon. It's always great when the weather cooperates. Um, for us, it was a soft opening. So, I might have had some arguments here on a definition of soft with 75, 7,900 people. But overall, it was just tremendous. And it really goes to show just what kind of community Wichita is, their thirst for not just baseball, but I think a tremendous stadium and just trying to get back to some normalcy. I've been in Wichita almost 2 years now. You all love your festivals, that's for sure, and being outdoors. And
Yeah.
I think that's what struck me the most. We obviously had a couple hiccups as we opened the ballpark. One maybe took a little too long in the security line at times to get in, but once they got inside, they were just so excited to be back with other people and at some sort of venue that it was a tremendous day.
Yeah. Um, is it going to be full capacity to start off, or is Sedgwick County going to have a like 25%, 30% capacity to start off?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. More or less, it is going to be kind of full capacity. Um, it was kind of funny. We've been planning for months and months, going back and forth with local health officials, Major League Baseball on a 30 to 40% capacity plan. That probably stuff you all have read about way too much, the seating pods and the distancing in seats. And God, it must have been only 13 days before that Wichita State game when someone went and kind of ripped up all those plans we've been working on and, said you could follow. Major League Baseball finally said you could follow what local ordinances are. So there's very few things we need to enforce. So I say we're at capacity. They have what they call buffer zones that Major League Baseball's enforcing. So on May 11th here, you'll see 3 or 4 rows around each dugout, zip tied off, not being used. And you'll see kind of the bullpen areas stanchioned or roped off. But otherwise, masks we will have to enforce per Major League Baseball. But otherwise, we're playing at a somewhat normal capacity or darn close to it. So can't complain there.
Yeah, I noticed um, after I'll admit, I was looking you up and stuff, and noticed that you were known for like bringing fans to the stands. And I just want to know, like, what's your secret, or what do you want to drive in for people coming to the ballpark, especially in Wichita?
Well, there's no magical secret, that's for sure. I think I've been fortunate that I've got to work in minor league baseball my whole life. And my first 14 or so years, I see a Royal shirt on you there. I think that's our KC on your sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I worked for actually a Royals affiliate in Wilmington, Delaware for my first 14 years and learned from just some of the best people about promotions and entertaining the crowd and just the way a fan experience should really be. The Wilmington Blue Rocks, which this will be the first year almost outside of 2 years in the last 25 years that they're not a Royals affiliate. But I just, it's all about the fan experience. There's no magic secret. Every market's a little different. Obviously, we faced some challenges this year just because, again, we were under the COVID mandate and the plans for COVID up until, again, just a couple of weeks ago. So we might not unleash our full gauntlet of what a true promotional schedule and entertainment will be. And another thing is we're not allowed to use the field. So I think you guys are probably familiar with what the Wingnuts have done, or the Wranglers before that, or any minor league team in general. In every half inning, if it's not on the video board, it's kids and families on the field doing something wacky. Well, we're not allowed to use the field this year. That's part of that buffer zone I had mentioned too, that from the time the players show up that day to the time they clear the field, like, we're not even allowed to do a live anthem on the field this year. So entertainment will look different, but our late owner, Lou, preached it to me all the time. I had a great fortune of working for Lou for about 6 or 7 years. And again, I learned a lot earlier in my life, but just have a great product. If you're going to sell a hot dog, make sure it's hot and delicious. If you're going to sell a beer, make sure it's cold. Make sure you have an immaculately clean stadium, and go from there. And then, hopefully in the not too distant future, we'll have all those wacky things you read about, whether it's Cowboy Monkey Rodeo night in future years, where, literally it's a monkey riding a dog on the field, or all the crazy things you've read about. We certainly in time plan to bring here to Wichita.
Well, I do got to say, I got to give a shout out to Steve Schott. He'll probably be your best beer seller out there at that stadium. He's done it for years with the Wranglers and the Wingnuts. So he'll be a good.
I got the fortune of meeting Steve once or twice, and we certainly look forward to him being out at the ballpark a lot.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. I worked for the Tucson Sidewinders, and like every home game was kind of a promotion night. Are you guys going to do a promotion every game, or is it mainly towards the weekend?
So again, and if this was a normal year, which is, who knows what normal means anymore, right? But
right.
Let's just assume this summer goes somewhat normal, and it ends, our last home game scheduled for September 19th. Then yes, for 2022, every night of our season would have a promotion of some sort. Again, the challenge this year, I'll be honest, I'm talking to you all on, April 26th today. I don't know if I'm supposed to say the date. I don't know when it's airing unless we're live. I still can't tell you exactly how many firework nights we're doing this year and what nights we're putting them on, because we just re-engaged that conversation. Mm-hmm. A lot of the giveaways we would like to do, we missed the boat on already. We can't get them produced and shipped in time, because again, when you were going at it with a 30% capacity, you were going to alter a lot of the entertainment. So we're going to do what we can this year, and certainly you're going to have a great time anytime someone comes out here. We certainly have a few daily specials already lined up. Thursdays will be everyone's favorite, Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah.
Saturdays are going to be ICT Saturdays, where we kind of pay tribute to all things Wichita, and hopefully as we get into June and July, hold block parties on McLean here those days. We have a Dylan's Wednesday special, so we might not have something lined up as a daily special every day of the week. And then certainly I'm actually going to pull out my cheat sheet if I could find it for you, but we certainly have a few promos lined up for early in the year as we try to get some more planned. I know opening week alone, out of those 6 games, that opening night's going to feature a commemorative ticket giveaway for every fan that comes in. Friday night, May 14th. See, I'm already getting my date. It's been a year and a half since I've had games to deal with. There's a logo baseball giveaway, and Saturday night, May 15th, will be an inaugural season cap giveaway. So normally you might see 6 unbelievable promotions and giveaways for 6 games to kick off the season, where this year might be 4 of the 6. But certainly I love where your head's at, and that's the ultimate goal, Adam, is to every day's its own show, every day's its own party. And that's really the minor league mantra.
Yeah, I mean, it'll just be nice to be out on the stadium again after last year not being able to go anywhere and having to stay home. So we're just glad baseball's back.
You and me both. I'd be looking for a job another year, no baseball.
Yeah. See, I graduated with sport management, but I went back into working at the schools. So
You're one of those smart ones. I graduated with sports management, but I'm in like the 4% of sport management majors that actually decided to work in sports.
Exactly. But I want to get to the whole AAA to AA. I know a lot of fans were saying, "Oh, well, this AAA to AA is not as good." But technically, if you think about it, AA, in my opinion, is just as good as AAA. Because AA, this is where these guys get drafted, and most of these guys, if they're top 5, top 10 picks, they start in AA. Some will start, single A or rookie, but like Alec Bohm for the Phillies last year that played out here at Wichita State. As soon as he got drafted, he was AA, bam, got called up to Philadelphia. I remember with the Wranglers out here, I would go out, I would watch Billy Butler, I would watch Zach Greinke, I would watch Alex Gordon. And just the fact of I got to watch those guys live and got to be right at home plate with them, sitting behind home plate. And some fans really don't see that. They just go, oh, it's AA, it's below AAA. AA is still, in my opinion, great because these are guys that are working their butts off to get up to that big pro level, and they're going to play hard, and they're going to be those type of guys.
Yeah, Aaron, you made some great points. Obviously, as the organization, we're hesitant to come out and say it. We spent a year, 2 years telling you why AAA was the greatest thing in the world, right? And we're Marlins, so excited. So I try to defer to the baseball folks more on what's the better level. I've been doing this 20, 25 years now. I would agree with what you said. I do believe AA is actually a better on-field baseball product than AAA. More and more so, as you just stated, the best prospects will spend a long time in AA, whether it's a half a season, 3/4 of a season, and then go to the big leagues and skip AAA altogether. Certainly with the Marlins, that would have happened just because of our geography to Miami. Again, so I would defer to the baseball guys, but I would totally agree. And I would say most of the baseball experts would tell you AA is probably a little bit better product. It is still more in the development stage of minor league baseball versus where AAA isn't, but AAA is a mixture of up and comers, maybe not the top prospects because they're in AA still, but guys that still want to make the big leagues. But half your team's also guys not happy of playing in your stadium that night because they think they still belong in the big leagues. I spent 6, 7, 8 years, whatever it was, with Tampa Bay Rays organization in Southwest Florida. They're the kings now of shuffling play. They're AAA, a major. You could hardly tell the difference some days. They're rotating pitchers in and out. So I think what you said that you got to know with the Wranglers, where you get to know the players, you build a fandom with them, for lack of a better term. Well, you'll see here. And the great thing is, I think, listen, if you put truth serum in me and you told me we were going to AA, I would have told you, okay, we'll be a Royals AA.
Yeah,
all will work out. Knowing some of the Royals guys, I could, they're so loyal that I get why they stayed in Northwest Arkansas and Omaha. The Twins are a great organization. They really are, across the board, great people. And they have an unbelievable farm system. I hope you don't quiz me too much on it because I don't know all the names, but, I even got to see them play again where I was in Florida. We played against their high A team probably 20 times a year. I think the Fort Myers Miracle, they'll get mad at me, excuse me. They renamed the Fort Myers Mighty Muscles, I think is their new name. They were in the playoffs 4 or 5 straight years. So I think we're going to see some unbelievable talent come through here in Wichita.
Yeah. If you were to say one person to watch, who would that be?
Luckily, before our broadcaster, Tim Grubbs, headed out today, I said, Tim, I need a cheat sheet. They're going to ask me something about players here. The truth is the top prospect we were going to get unfortunately got hurt a month or two ago.
Yep,
That
I
was going
heard
to be
about that.
Royce Lewis. So my guess is we'll see him next year now. And I'm kind of reading here because I'm not lying about the cheat sheet a little bit, but the Twins' top pitching prospect is Jordan. You're going to kill me with these names in baseball. These Balazovic. Go with that until someone
Jordan
teaches it
Balazovic,
better. We're certainly expected to see him, if not to start the year, at some point, maybe by June, July. Two other pitchers, Cole Sands and Dakota Chalmers, I think are both ranked 15th and 30th respectively. I know in talking to our manager, Ramon, he told me our pitching should be top notch. I believe an outfielder, Gilberto Celestino, I'm practicing, is a number 10 prospect, only 22 years old, but he played with Cedar Rapids. I guess it would have been in 19 now. These years confuse me. So I do think we're going to see 4 to 8 of their top 20 prospects here in Wichita this year. I think we're all going to learn together how not just the Twins, but all these teams handle the fact that a lot of these guys just didn't play last year. I think have 2 extra roster spots already for pitchers, because these big league teams, they're so stingent on innings pitched each year now, and you can't exceed the previous year by more than X innings. And even the position guys, going from playing 140 game minor league season, plus your fall balls and your winter balls and all the junk these players do now, to not really playing, it's going to be interesting just how all these teams handle it. So, but again, I do think we're going to see easily 8 of their top prospects here this year.
Yeah. How fortunate were you guys? Because I know they cut, what was it, 30 minor league teams last year, and just how fortunate for you guys to keep your jobs, and then all those other people had to lose their jobs, and even the players, some players probably just gave up and quit and didn't want to go anywhere else. And I mean, just for the major league to just say, hey, you know what, we're going to cut you guys, we're not going to let you guys play here, and now there's 30 less minor league teams.
Another great point, Aaron, I probably should have brought it up myself when you asked about AAA to AA. There were 40 plus teams that got eliminated completely. And I mentioned our late owner, Lou. I actually never worked in New Orleans. That's the team that physically moved here. I actually worked for the team he first purchased when he started this company in Southwest Florida, the Charlotte Stone Crabs. We were one of the teams eliminated. The Charlotte Stone Crabs are out of business. If you need some stone crab gear, let me know. I got a ton of it here. No joke. In early January, I went back to Florida to help pack up. There's a trophy behind my shoulder. That's our last championship trophy down there from Florida. I figure no team, I might as well keep it. I had good friends working for the Trenton Thunder, which forever have been a Yankees affiliate in New Jersey. So did we ever think with this palace of a stadium, and Wichita doesn't know what they have yet. It is gorgeous. It really is. I never thought we'd be eliminated completely, but you don't know, you just don't know. It's a new game, so to speak, in this industry. So we do consider ourselves fortunate just to be part of the 120 affiliated teams. And, there's really no rhyme or reason to some teams that got eliminated versus other ones. And having had to pack a team up and an entire staff losing their jobs in Florida, and it's impactful to those communities, to the people you get to know. Again, you were smart enough to get out of sports once you graduated college. A lot of people work for these minor league teams, don't do it to get rich, and you become kind of a little family, and you really end up caring about people. So to know people lost jobs and that just totally had to switch lines of work in some instances for people that didn't want to move. If you're not willing to move, there's only so many teams in each market or so many sports. It's sad. It really is. But again, we're all under Major League Baseball's umbrella now, and it is what it is.
Well, that's why right after I graduated, my wife was pregnant, and I moved up to Illinois the first month my son was born, to work with Jody Sellers up there. You probably know him. He's worked all over triple AA. We worked for junior league hockey team, and we had to come back after 3 months because it just did not pay enough. And now I'm back in the schools, and the schools are paying more than what most, starting wage sport management jobs are. So it's just a rough. I mean, if you like it, yeah, you'll do it, which I loved it. I want to get back into it, but the money, I got to support my family. It's kind of hard to do sometimes.
Trust me, I get it. I've been doing this a long time, and in my 20s and even in my 30s, don't let my boyish ugly looks fool you here. I'm old. It's a struggle at times. It just is. And honestly, if I was getting out of college today, I don't know if I would come into this industry or not. It's just, and I've had every day of my adult life, I've went to work at a baseball stadium. Nobody should feel bad for me, but it's taken me a long time to build a career in which I would say I'm financially okay finally. In my 20s and even 30s, it was a struggle at times, no doubt. And it's hard to do if you don't have a family that supports you or helps you out, especially right out of college. And I'm old enough to have been part of when you could do free, when the internships were free. It wasn't even minimum wage. It was, and people, the other thing I don't think everyone understands out there is the hours that go into this industry when you work in the front office. The players everyone feels bad for. Oh my God, they get there at 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon and they're there to 11 at night. Well, I can promise you everyone on my staff is in by 9, 10 in the morning, and we're here past when the players leave. And, so it is a grind,
I didn't realize
there's certainly tons of benefit. I'm sorry, go ahead, Adam.
Oh no, I was just saying, I didn't know you could spend like 17 hours in a ballpark, because that's what happened to me when I worked for the Tucson Sidewinders. It was the worst monsoon season, and we had to stay for over 17 hours in one day, and there was that working for free and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot in this industry they don't put on the old job description when you're hiring interns, especially back in the day. Now you got to be a little more upfront and follow some of the labor laws and stuff. But certainly back late 90s and 2000s, it was, I mean, I don't want to, it was a lot of hours for none or very little pay. It's also a very unique industry. There's some benefits you just don't get, the impact you can make on communities, all the charitable work you could do and working with underprivileged. And, that's what we hope to do here in Wichita. And I know it sounds corny. At the end of the day, I don't do baseball. I do people. That's my industry. Yeah. It's people. And, so we're excited to see what we could do here and all the giving back. And it kind of, I guess it makes you fulfilled at the end of the day, even though I joke and say all I really do is sell tickets and hot dogs for a living. But it's a grind, and I just don't know any better. So don't tell me yet. I might want to leave tonight if you tell me there's a whole new world out there. But it's certainly it's a grind to be young in this industry. That's for sure.
Yeah. I want to ask you one last question before we let you go, because it's not just the WIndsurge, but
I thought we're talking real sports today.
NBC baseball, of course. We're going to have that there this year, and everybody's looking forward to that. Lawrence Dumont out of the last 70, 80 years, now a brand new stadium. NBC is going to be great. I think the stadium's going to be packed with the brand new stadium this year. Kevin Jinks does a really good job. I mean, you talk about working. God, that guy sleeps there for those 2 weeks. He literally gets 2 hours. I did my practicum with the NBC tournament. I was working 18-hour days. I mean, he literally sleeps there. He'll sleep there for 2 hours and then wake up and get ready. So
I sure hope if it gets finalized and they're playing some of the games here, he sleeps here too, so I could go home those nights. No, you brought up a great thing, the NBC tournament. Kevin Jenks does unbelievable work. Who doesn't know Kevin in this community? Their new president over there, Mike Sharp, real great guy. And then our director of sales here, actually, you guys might know the name, might not, but is Brian Turner.
Yeah.
Who was the GM of the Wingnuts their last few years. And God, other than maybe Kevin Jenks, I don't know if anyone beams more about talking about the NBC tournament and the good old days than Brian. So we're very familiar with it. I hope we don't go to the round the clock baseball like they used to do. It'll be August already. And I'm an old man. I don't even know how to do a few games, let alone run with tactic. I don't think it's final yet, but it's pretty final that, yeah, we'll host, partner with the NBC. I think everyone was disappointed last year that it didn't work out. Literally one of the last things our late owner Lou was doing was talking with Bob Hansen about the NBC tournament, even from the hospital, in Lou's last week or two. So we're hopeful it gets worked out. We'll never be able to host 2 weeks of it.
Yeah.
So I think there'll always be a split where they'll probably have to go to Eck and play the first week as long as it's a 2 week. But yeah, I think we're real close to finalizing the last week and especially the last semis and finals, and hope just to keep partnering with them and keep growing it. Again, as you said, Kevin's an unbelievable guy. The whole organization is great. So we're excited, no doubt. Again, that's what part of the stadium was built for. It's not just about the WIndsurge. It's to host NBC. It's to host concerts, host other festivals, etc. So we're excited to hopefully work with the NBC.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited to have baseball back this year, and I'm just glad 2 weeks from now baseball will start, and I'll be listening on the radio to the WIndsurge. So, Jared,
Love to hear that.
Thanks for taking the time out of your night to join us. Go home, get some sleep, get ready for tomorrow.
Hey, will do. If you ever have me back on, I think I did some homework on YouTube, and I'm talking to 2 Cowboy fans, if I understand correctly. So
Yes.
I may or may not be a New York Giants football fan.
I'm a diehard Chiefs, but I do like the Cowboys because I have a family history with Cowboys and Chiefs fans. So
okay.
But Adam's more the diehard Cowboys.
Well, we got some arguing to do maybe when we get closer to football season. Again, you guys are doing my dream job. So.
We could do a segment on the draft night,
I love it. It's funny. I was just talking to one of my bosses who hasn't been in town, and I think he's been in town like once in the last year and a half, but he's like, was it really 2 years ago when we were at River City Brewing when you all took Daniel Jones? And I'm like, it's amazing. It's 2 years ago Thursday.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You know what's funny is with my buddy, I go to a draft night with him, and you get to pick a team where if you guess, the right player, then you win a prize. And I had the New York Giants, and I'm like looking through everything, and I'm just like, oh, they'll pick this defensive player, And what do you know? They picked Daniel Jones. They gave me a gift just because they felt sorry for me, because they never knew in a million years that pick would happen.
Well, again, it's weird to say because, again, it depends what team you root for. I know I have 2 Super Bowls with Eli, and it was a great run those 2 months. But if you're a Giants fan, you always deserve a little gift. It's the best New York team I root for. I don't even root for anymore because in baseball now I root for the Twins and kind of the players I know, get to know. I've been a Knicks fan, a Giants fan. It's been a pretty ugly run, but we could talk about the best NBA team this year later on.
Most definitely. Well, hey, I mean, you know what? To me, Jerry Jones is the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, that guy, I can't wait till he goes bye-bye.
Well, knock on again. I don't wish it on anyone.
I don't either.
If he could take Jim Dolan with him at the same time, no complaints over here.
I hear you.
But now you're gonna get me in trouble.
I believe in
badmouth people.
Yeah.
All right, Jared. Thanks for joining us,
guys. Thank you so much. This was fun. Anytime I could come on, let me know.
All right. Thanks. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
See you.
All right, that's going to do it for our show tonight. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you have any comments, go ahead and comment underneath. And we will see you guys next time.